Welcome everyone to this Nature Sunshine UK online training video. My name is Emma Whitnall and I'm going to be taking you through today's training, which is on PRÅMEGA Daily. And this is a brand new product combination which we have put together specifically to help boost the fundamental nutrients everyone needs to have an optimally healthy body. So if you've been working with nutritional supplements for a while now, you'll know very much the importance of daily nutritional support for every single individual. But if you're new to the concept of nutritional supplementation, I'm going to take you through today some of the culprits of the 21st century nutritional insufficiency and deficiency dilemmas that we're seeing, reasons behind this need for increased daily nutritional supplementation. We're then going to take you through the PRÅMEGA Daily Pack itself and have a look at the combination of the Pea Protein Plus with our Super Omega 3 product, who then of course can benefit from taking the PRÅMEGA Daily Pack and when to recommend it. So let's start by looking at these culprits of the 21st century insufficiencies. What is it that is causing us to need nutritional supplementation now more than ever before? And quite often when we talk about nutritional supplementation, we get asked, well, why can't we just eat more good stuff? Why can't we eat more good food? And if we eat a balanced, organic, whole food diet, surely we can get enough nutrients from that. Well, it really is a good place to start. There is no denying that, and we would never ever encourage anybody to out-supplement their current diet. We must think of food first and supplements second. But the reality is that we cannot quite get the optimal levels of nutrients now that we need for one reason or another. Three of these main reasons are, first of all, the changing environment in which we're now living in, the changing food production industry, and of course our changing lifestyles. We live in a very different world, in a very different pace, with very different stresses and demands. And all of this compounds for us needing increased nutritional intake, not just to prevent disease, but to be optimally healthy and vital and full of life. Let's look at the changing environment. Well, first of all, we must start by looking at how farming is very different now to how it used to be. We look at farming first and foremost because at the end of the day, this is how our food is being made, this is how our food is being cultivated and grown and harvested. And so the reality is that there are more and more people now to feed on this earth, so farming is becoming much more intensive. There are big pressures on farmers from the big supermarkets to produce more, to grow more, and do it at an ever-reducing price as well. Because of this, we get very little, if any at all, crop rotation. So crops and soils are not allowed to rest and recuperate and rejuvenate and renourish as they once were. This means that our soils become very quickly stripped of nutrition. Key nutrients, zinc, magnesium, copper, boron, manganese, all of these amazing nutrients which we need in our soils to nourish our plants and our produce, to then nourish us, are being completely stripped out. So of course depleted soils means depleted produce, and if our produce is depleted, we ourselves become depleted as well. Now, there was a big study done and reported on in the 1992 Earth Summit, which showed that over the previous 100 years, we've actually seen across the globe a 55 to 85% reduction in soil mineral density. And this is, of course, across major agricultural countries: North America, South America, Asia, Africa, Europe, including the UK, and of course Australia as well. In Europe alone, 72% of our soil mineral density has been reduced, and that was the 100 years prior to 1992. So you can imagine now how much more dire that is. The second side of the farming issue that we're looking at is not only how intensive it is, but how chemically laden it is as well. So not only are we stripping our soils of vital nutrients to nourish our produce, to nourish ourselves, We're also poisoning our produce as well, very sadly. Our produce is being sprayed with pesticides, fungicides, herbicides, chemical fertilizers are being used to, of course, speed up the process of growing the produce. And it all comes down to getting more and more and more out of the land. The chemical farming side of it really creates shortcuts, so farmers can get more done in little time, which makes business sense, but it doesn't make any health sense whatsoever. They not only make our produce very toxic, but they also kill off and certainly scare away a lot of the natural ecosystem that would otherwise be there in the soils to naturally regenerate and renourish. So it's still unknown the total combined effects of these toxins, but we've certainly seen now in a lot of research coming forward how these persistent organic pollutants can interfere with hormonal signaling, with blood sugar management, and obesity issues. Just to show you how dire the chemical farming industry is and how it is affecting our produce, these are some of the most commonly sprayed and affected produce with pesticides, herbicides, etc. And this information was taken this year, 2015, from the Environmental Working Group website, who are very up to date with how much exposure our produce get to various chemicals. So we can see that cucumbers have been exposed to, in their lifetime from being planted to harvesting, they're exposed to 85 or more different chemical sprays. And this list of what we call the dirty dozen is different each year, but generally we see very common fruits and vegetables in there. Cucumbers are always in there, blueberries, spinach, always on the dirty dozen list. Next up, of course, in our changing environment, we are living in a much more polluted environment than we ever have been before. 50 years ago, 100 years ago, 200 years ago, we certainly did not have the environmental toxicity that we do now. This, of course, places a lot of stress on our vital organs, our liver and our kidneys and our respiratory system, which have to deal with these pollutants on an ongoing daily basis. They get bogged down. They need higher levels of nutrition to actually do their job properly to deal with these added toxic loads. And of course, we know that these pollutants have, as I've mentioned earlier, been linked to specific diseases such as obesity, diabetes, certain cancers and respiratory issues as well. So in order to offset this excess toxic load on the body, we need more and more nutrients. We need more antioxidants. We need more vitamins and minerals. We need more fiber and we need more proteins. Our changing food production industry is certainly a big culprit in our need to supplement more these days. There is no doubt that we are living in a dire age still, believe it or not. Even though we are now more educated and there are a lot more holistic food movements coming through, there are still many, many, many people living in a very diet-crazed mindset. Particularly women who are absolutely obsessed over what the scales say. They're very concerned with low-fat foods, compounded by the demonization of all fats, which kind of happened around the 70s and 80s when we thought all fats were bad for us. And so this low-fat diet age is still very much in full swing. So they're focusing very specifically on processed foods that are low in fat, low in sugar, but unfortunately high in chemicals and low in nutrition. And that has led to the food production industry, the corporations, to produce highly refined, heavily processed, chemically laden, sugar-laden food-like products. And a lot of people are using these instead of real food. Then we have the issue of our fresh produce being harvested too early and being stored for too long. So in particular, fruits are often harvested before they're fully ripe, and that means that they have not met their full nutritional potential. So how often have you been into a supermarket and seen green bananas, or the classic ripen at home fruit punnet where you buy the hardest fruits ever and they never ripen at home because they've been preserved in such a way that limits them in doing that. That leads us on to the cold storage issue. So it's not uncommon for fresh produce to sit in cold storage for weeks, if not months, before getting to the supermarket shelves. So we have a huge reliance on convenience foods now. It's just the way a lot of people shop, and they don't think about it. We've moved very far away from getting food from the land and harvesting it in a healthy way. And we've gone more and more towards the convenience way of shopping and eating, which leads us into our changing lifestyles. Of course, this comes down to the busy lifestyles that we have. Of course, people are going to try and eat for convenience and not necessarily think about eating for health, because it's easier to eat for convenience. When you've got a family household to run, you've got a job to hold down, you've got so many things going on in your life, it makes sense to go for what's easy. And food corporations know this, and they take advantage to try and make more sales and more profit. And they pry on the fact that people like things that are quick and easy, and they don't really care so much about the nutritional value. The reality is that even very well-educated people will tend to make uneducated choices when it comes to their food. It's inevitable and unavoidable that we are going to cook our food too. It just so happens that as a byproduct of cooking foods, we can make them more toxic, and unfortunately we can destroy a lot of the nutrition in there as well. So for example, when we barbecue foods or cook at a very high dry heat, then unfortunately that kind of browning and charcoaling, that grilling effect that we get, creates toxic acrylamides, which need lots of antioxidants to be neutralized in the body. We also know that water-soluble enzymes and vitamins such as vitamin C are destroyed when they are heated above 48 degrees Celsius. Again, we can be buying the right stuff, but we're cooking it, and we can be reducing the nutritional value in that way. It's also inevitable that we are all aging, and as we get older, we need more nutrients. We lose our ability to digest our food as well as we used to, therefore we lose our ability to absorb as much nutrition as we need. Things like our digestive enzymes and stomach acid start to reduce when we start hitting over the age of 35, 40. That compromises our ability to get nutrition into our body. Medications are a classic example as to why people need to supplement more in the 21st century. Anyone that takes on medications long term will become depleted in certain nutrients. For example, vitamin C is excreted 3 times more in people that take aspirin than those that don't. Paracetamol, which we know is toxic to the liver, actually destroys the main antioxidant needed for a healthy liver function. Many antidepressants will deplete B vitamins within the body as well as CoQ10, and B vitamins are needed in really good amounts to help keep people healthy and in good mood balance. Statins, which are used to lower cholesterol, and beta blockers, which are used to control heart rhythm, are actually very destructive to CoQ10, which is a heart protective antioxidant. So you can see how the medications that are actually given to deal with a certain condition in the body will actually destroy the natural nutrition that would otherwise deal with that health issue in the first place. And finally, stress is a huge issue, and this is one of the biggest reasons people need to supplement on a daily basis. Every single person is stressed or has experienced extreme amounts of stress at some point in time in their life. And we know that a stressed body has increased needs, in particular for B vitamins, for vitamin C, and for magnesium. Now, I just want to point out how dire the stress situation is. This was a study that was published in the British Medical Journal in 2002, and it looked at the correlation between heart attack and work-related stress, and this is what they found. People who reported persistent stress due to high work demands, low job security, or fewer career opportunities had the same level of risk for fatal heart attack as people who smoked and who did not do any exercise. This reason alone, I could put a box around it and say this reason alone is why every single person living in the Western world needs to supplement on a daily basis, just with the basics. More B vitamins, more vitamin C, more magnesium, more antioxidants, more protein, more essential fats. These are the key nutrients that everyone needs just to give them the best chance of being optimally healthy. So what we're finding is that the nutritional gap in the 21st century is increasing. We have so many factors interfering with our ability to get optimal nutrition in every single day. there is a huge disparity between our increased need for nutrition and the actual reality of getting those nutrients into the body to meet those increased demands. So our need for nutrition is going in one direction, and our ability to get it is going in another complete and opposite direction. This really does call for increased nutritional supplementation. And it's not just any old supplementation. We want nutrients that are food state, that are highly bioavailable, and products that are very clean, organic, and only have the best ingredients in there. And of course, that is Nature's Sunshine products. So what I like to call nutritional reinforcement or supplementation has been well researched, and there was a large study that was done in 1996, so a long time ago now, but it was such a brilliant study that I still use it as an example. It looked at senior citizens, of which there were 11,000, just over actually 11,000 participants, and they were each looked at in terms of their vitamin C and vitamin E supplementation over a 9-year period. And what they found was that individuals who supplemented with these high antioxidants over this 9-year period actually reduced their risk of death from any cause by up to 42%, which is huge. So the study we've just looked at showed how much of an impact it can have on the body just to supplement with 2 key antioxidants, vitamin C and vitamin E. But it's not just antioxidants that we require on a daily basis. We also need vitamins and minerals for optimal function. We need greens to give us more antioxidant support and to help balance pH levels within the body. We need protein, as amino acids are the physical building blocks of our tissues. Proteins also give us energy, and amino acids make up various enzymes and hormones within our body. And we need essential fats, incredibly important for cellular health, cellular protection, immune support, and the support of all functions within our bodies. Of course, we can eat a broad spectrum of natural whole foods to try and hit our RDAs of these nutrients, our recommended daily allowance. But unfortunately, the recommended daily allowance is very different now to the optimal daily intakes we should have of various nutrients. And I just want to give you a very quick history on the journey from discovering that the RDAs are really not cutting it anymore in terms of nourishing our body to optimal levels. Pre-1900s, this was before we even knew about vitamins and various minerals and the different effects that they have on the body. And at this time, there were a lot of what we call nutritional deficiency diseases that were occurring, things like scurvy, rickets, beriberi, and pellagra. And these were down to the fact that people were severely deficient in vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin B1, and vitamin B3, or niacin. And it wasn't known at the time that this was the cause. It wasn't until the 1950s where scientists and nutritional researchers started to look at the relationship between certain foods and the fact that food actually was not just of calorific value, but of nutritional information as well, various components which we now call vitamins and minerals. And it became an ongoing study. And post-1950s, we had Dr. Linus Pauling, Roger Williams, Abraham Howard, all key pioneers in functional nutrition and functional medicine, looking further into nutritional information, looking at how nutrients not only prevented nutritional deficiency diseases, but they also promoted healing, immunity, gave our bodies strength and a stronger constitution to deal with life's stresses. And so there was a very clear distinction between the amount of nutrients that we could get to prevent nutritional deficiency disease, such as scurvy, versus the amount of nutrition that we could take in to actually promote optimal health and take our health to a much better place than just being absent of disease. And of course, more recently, we have the likes of Dr. Robert Heaney, who is a well-known functional medicine doctor. He is the vitamin D guru, and he says that research is now pointing towards the fact that nutritional insufficiencies over a lifetime are the leading cause of chronic disease. These diseases are starting to correlate to many, many years of nutritional insufficiencies. So to explain that more easily, people may have the recommended daily allowances going into their system, but there's still insufficient levels to prevent and reduce risks of chronic disease. So with nutritional supplementation or nutritional reinforcement, what we're doing on a daily basis is what I like to call stacking the deck in your favor. Daily supplementation of the very basic nutrients can be viewed really as an insurance policy, because chances are you will be nutritionally insufficient. And finally, there's a big difference between what one individual needs from a nutritional perspective to another. And this is confirmed by another functional medicine pioneer, Dr. Bruce Ames. And he states that there is not a one-size-fits-all approach when it comes to nutrition. And you only need to look at the biochemical and genetic individualities between people to see that this is true. For example, there are certain people that carry a gene called the MTHFR gene, which requires a much higher intake of B vitamins for individuals who possess this genetic trait to function optimally and healthily. Another example would be those individuals who carry a deleted version of the GSMT1 gene, which codes for the production of glutathione, a very powerful antioxidant for the liver. Those who have the deleted version of this gene need higher levels of cruciferous vegetable extracts and antioxidants to offset this genetic trait. Now, with all the various individual nutritional requirements that people have, it can be a bit of a minefield thinking about where to begin. But the Nature's Sunshine PRΩMEGA Daily Pack is a brilliant place to start. So I'd like to now formally introduce you to the PRΩMEGA Daily Support Packages. Nature's Sunshine have combined the power of 3 amazing daily nutrition products into the PRΩMEGA Daily Support Packs. And we've actually reached out to the nutritional scientists at Nature's Sunshine and asked for their opinion on this combination. And the Chief Scientific Officer at Nature's Sunshine, Dr. Matt Tripp, has given his full support. And you'll hear what he had to say about PRΩMEGA in just a few slides' time. What are the products that combine to make PRΩMEGA Daily? Well, first of all, we have the Pea Protein Plus, which is a high-quality multi-nutritional protein powder, and it has added greens in there as well, which are, of course, 2 very important parts of a healthy diet. Now, we all need to take in more protein, particularly in the morning, to help give us energy and set us up for the day. Protein is incredibly important for all metabolic functions in the body, including tissue repair, hormone synthesis, and really importantly, liver cleansing. Now, most people do not eat enough protein, nor do they eat enough green vegetables and green herbs. And so Pea Protein Plus is a very quick, delicious, and nutritious way to consume both greens and protein easily and enjoyably. Not only is it a greens and protein powder, but there are also 18 vitamins and minerals within the product, enzymes to help digest the essential nutrients that are in there, antioxidants, essential fats, matcha green tea, whole foods, and fruit extracts as well. Then we have the Super Omega-3. Now, omega-3s are one of the essential fatty acids for our bodies. And being essential, it means that we must obtain them from our diet, so from the food that we eat and the supplements we consume, because we cannot make them within our body. We need these fats for the healthy functioning of every single cell, and they help our cells to be really permeable, allowing the membranes to get nutrients in and waste products out. Not only are these essential fats vital for cellular health, but they play a massive role in cardiovascular health, musculoskeletal health, as well as hormone balance, immune function, and quite popularly now, they are used to help in weight management. The third product in the PRÅMEGA range is Zambroza. We all know the amazing benefits of this drink. It is a high-potency antioxidant cordial. Antioxidant ability is measured on a scale called the ORAC, Oxygen Radical Absorption Capacity, and Zambroza rates incredibly highly on this scale because of its constitution of mangosteen, and other xanthone potent fruits. Now, xanthones are a very powerful antioxidant, and they are found in purple fruits as well as purple vegetables and other plants. Now, antioxidants by definition neutralize free radicals within the body, and we know that free radical damage has an implication in premature aging, DNA damage, as well as premature cell death, and all of this can lead to inflammation within the body, which of course is particularly prevalent in those that are highly active or unwell or incredibly stressed. So this product is perfect for people of that description. Now, I said earlier that we've had some backing from Nature's Sunshine head office, and the Chief Scientific Officer, Dr. Matthew Tripp, says this about the PRΩMEGA Daily Support Pack. The combination of pea protein plus and super omega-3 provides an excellent range of ingredients to bridge nutritional gaps in the daily diet. Pea protein plus is a complete nutritious blend that includes vitamins, minerals, fiber, enzymes, essential fatty acids, plus an extensive blend of greens and whole foods, providing a superb, comprehensive nutritional support. He says he recommends the PRΩMEGA Daily Support Pack as an ideal solution to nutritional shortfalls in anyone's diet. With the addition of Zambroza in there, Dr. Tripp also says, Zambroza is a potent blend of 10 antioxidant-rich natural ingredients that provide natural protection from oxidative stress. Is that the PRΩMEGA Daily Plus combines Zambroza with the PRΩMEGA Daily Pack for a terrific trio of high-quality supplements that collectively provides a powerful and synergistic combination of daily nutritional support. So as you have gathered, there are two different PRΩMEGA Daily Support Packs. The first is the basic PRΩMEGA Daily Support Pack, which is 2 pea protein plus and 1 super omega-3. The other combination is the PRΩMEGA Daily Plus Pack, and it has 2 pea protein plus, 1 super omega-3, and 2 Zambroza. Now, both provide a month's supply of these products. It is also really beneficial to know that purchase of a PRΩMEGA Daily Support Pack on auto ship will qualify for the free postage. Who can benefit from the PRΩMEGA Daily Pack? Well, pretty much, as we've established, anyone and everyone. Everybody needs extra nutritional reinforcement now, particularly as we are living in a very stressed, very busy, very toxic and polluted 21st century environment. It's a very easy product to start people on who are new to supplementation, particularly those that do not like taking a lot of tablets. They can get huge amounts of nutritional benefit from the pea protein plus powder in the shake format. People who lead very busy lives, people who don't like to eat fish will benefit greatly from taking the omega-3 product. People that don't like to eat vegetables, of course, because there are a lot of vegetable extracts in the pea protein plus product. There are still lots of people these days, despite good education, will skip breakfast or lunch for whatever reason, their busy schedules, or they don't have time. Because the pea protein plus is an incredibly quick and easy product to consume, you can take that alongside the omega-3 in the morning and know that you've started the day with incredible nutrition. People who are constantly getting run down or suffer with illnesses, athletes, active people, elderly, pregnant and breastfeeding women, and those that are very stressed at the moment will significantly benefit from taking the PRΩMEGA combination. So I hope you've enjoyed that presentation and it's been very useful to you. Thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you next time.